So now in today's session, we are going to discuss about workflow rules. What exactly the workflow rule? What is the use of workflow rules? And what kind of workflows are available in Salesforce? And what kind of actions we can able to automate with the help of these workflow rules? How to configure these workflow rules to automate some certain business processes? We'll see practically here. Now, basically, in every organization, we are having some certain business processes. Like, for example, assume that I have a bank account. Okay, I have a bank account. So I'm having an account in some ICICI bank. I'm one of the customer to the ICICI bank organization where I'm utilizing some savings account in order to do some personal savings. With my account, I can able to perform all the banking transactions. Like I can deposit some money into my account. I can withdraw some money also. I can transfer the amount to some other people also through online. I can able to access the online application. I can able to utilize the mobile banking and everything. So now I want to withdraw some amount from my account, so that I went to the bank. So now there is a very long queue is there in the bank. I have stayed in the queue. I have filled up that the withdrawal form, and when it come to my turn, I have given this withdrawal form to that the bank employee, so that he has verified inside the system based on my account whether I'm having the sufficient funds are available inside my account or not. Now I'm having the sufficient funds. Once the sufficient funds are available, then he is going to be withdrawing the amount here. Now I want to withdraw some 10,000 rupees, so that they have given some 10,000 rupees to me and they have deducted that amount from my mobile account balance. So now as soon as whenever they are going to be deducting the amount, for that they are using a system, nothing but they are using an application, the ICICI bank application, where they're holding all their customers information, their transactions information and everything. Now they will be opening my account details by entering my account number inside that system, and they have deducted some 10,000 rupees from my account balance. As soon as whenever they are going to be deducting the amount from my account balance, then immediately I am receiving some two notifications. One is a mobile alert, second one is an email alert. In that mobile alert, in that SMS, they are clearly describing that your account has been credited with so and so amount, sorry, the debited with so and so amount. Now this is the available balance inside your account. The same message they are going to be sending with the help of an email notification also. Nothing but what happened, as soon as whenever they are going to be deducting the amount, then immediately I am receiving the two notifications. One is an SMS alert, second one is an email alert. Now who has sent this SMS? The bank people has typed that SMS manually that your account has been debited with so and so amount, this is available balance. No. The bank people has sent that email notification to you manually. No. Why? Because is, if all the operations are performing by that bank employee itself, then it will take more time to serve to a single customer. Because if one customer has deposit the amount, then whenever they are depositing the amount, then they have to send some SMS alert, they have to send some email alert also. For that, to perform all these operations, it will be taking some more time. Whenever the customer has opened a new account, at that time we have to send some notification that your account has been in active status, so that we can give this account number to your HR people, so that they will create the salary into your account. Whenever the customer has applied for the loan, we have to send the notification that your loan has been approved, your loan application has been rejected. Like that, we have to send some notifications here. That notifications are also nothing but what, some actions we're performing through our application. So now at that time, do we need to perform all these actions manually? No. If I'm performing all these actions manually, then no need of using my Salesforce application, no need of using my banking application. If everything is performing by the human being or the bank employee itself, then it will be taking more time so that we cannot serve to the multiple customers. Because we're having so many customers are there, some millions of customers are there who are utilizing our banking services. So that serving to all the customers is very, very difficult in this case if everything is performing by the bank employee itself. So for that, what I want to do is I want to perform something as a bank employee. I want to execute some actions as myself as a bank employee. The remaining actions, nothing but some certain actions, I want to make it automated. Nothing but some actions has to be taken care by my system itself. My application itself has to take care of that. So now for that, what happened here? Whenever a new customer has came to the bank to deposit the money, then based on that account number he has entered inside the form, we are going to be opening that account and we are going to be depositing that amount, nothing but we are going to be adding that amount here. As soon as amount has been added, then automatically my application has to take care of sending that SMS alert and the email alert. Nothing but as a bank employee, I'm not sending that SMS, I'm not sending that email alert. That will be taken care by my system itself. Nothing but what happened when coming to an organization, we are having some certain processes are available. Okay, we are having some certain processes are available. Now each and every process means what? A set of steps. Nothing but a set of various steps are available to perform those operations. Now, in this case, okay, if you're performing each and every operation manually, it will be taking more time. So for that, instead of performing all the operations manually, we can able to automate some certain actions through the workflows. Nothing but I want to automate some certain business processes through workflows. When coming to the workflows are used to automate some certain business processes. Instead of invoking or performing the operations manually for some time, we can able to make it automated as well. So for that, we are using workflows. Now, for example, workflows are used to automate the business processes. Business processes followed in the organization. Now, let's take one more example here. Assume that I am working in an organization, like some TCS. I am working as a project manager. Now, inside my team, I'm having some 10 Java developers are there who are working for a specific customer. All the people are Java developers, the 10 members. Now, from these 10 members, 2 members got resigned. Okay, 2 members got resigned because they got a very good opportunity in the different organization. So now, as soon as the person has resigned, we need to have a discussion with those people. But the people are not ready to stay in the organization because we are offering very less salary, or might be our company is very small. It's a small company, so that the people want to go to an MNC. The people wants to earn some more amount. The people are expecting some more salary as well, but we cannot able to offer as a small company. So that those people are not ready to stay in the organization for a long time. They wants to relocate to some other company, some other location. So now they got resigned and we have accepted the resignation also. Now they will be available inside of our organization till the next month. Nothing but 1 month notice period is there. Now, once the notice period is over, then they will be relieving from the company automatically. So now then what we can do? Do we need to run my project with 8 members team? No, it will be very, very difficult because we are getting more requirements, more number of requirements. So that we cannot able to accommodate all these requirements with the 8 people. So that what I want to do is I want to replace the 2 positions with the new resources. Now the 2 members got resigned, so that those 2 positions I want to replace with the new resources. For that, we are having some open positions available inside our organization. Nothing but we need some 2 Java developers inside my team. So that here what we can do, how can we intimate to that HR team? Do I need to make a call that two members has been resigned and we need the 2 Java developers who are having some 4+ years of experience and who can able to join within 1 month of time? No, we cannot intimate always all the times. And keep on no need to remember all this information here to those people. For that, what I want to do is now in order to place all that positions information, we are having a position object is there. Okay, we have created a position object. Now this is the position object where all the open positions available in the organization we have storing inside this object. Now when you click on new, it is providing that position type, whether it is a IT related position or the non-IT related position. Now we need some Java developers. Java programming is nothing but this is the IT position, the development. Select that position type as IT position. Click on continue. So now we are going to be specifying the details about the position details, like as the position name and the location for the position and the status of the position and the number of open positions are there for this, how many resources that you want, 2 members or 3 members or 5 members or whatever, and the recruiter's email ID and the hiring manager, nothing but to which recruiter you are going to be assigning this position, and what is the open date of the position and the close date of the position, and the minimum salary that you are able to offer and the maximum salary that you are able to offer, the position description and the skills whatever you are expecting from the candidate, everything we can specify. After providing all the details, when you click on save button, automatically the record has been saving into this particular position object. And once the record has been saved successfully, immediately it has to send a notification, nothing but email notification to the HR people. Nothing but one email notification has to be sent to the HR member and one notification has to be sent to me as a project manager because I'm the owner of the record. So that here it has to send the email notification that a new open position is available inside the organization. This is the position details, so that this is the close date. So please close the position as soon as possible. Nothing but keep on, we are going to be notifying those people here. So now while notifying those people, no need to send the email notification manually. We can able to make this process as automated with the help of workflows. Let's come to one more general scenario. For example, assume that I'm using a credit card. Okay, I'm using a credit card. So now I'm using a credit card from some Citibank. Now the whole month we can able to do some purchases through online by using this credit card, and by end of the month they are going to be generating some bill. Okay, they're generating some bill based on the purchases that we have made through this credit card. They are going to be generating the bill. So nothing but this much of amount you have made the purchase through this particular credit card in this month, so this is the amount that we have to pay to that banking organization. So now for that here we are going to be paying that amount here. Assume that for my credit card there is a bill generation date. Now they're generating the bill on every month of first of every month, and then they're giving the due date till 15th of the month. Okay, 15th of the month. Nothing but I'm having the 15 days grace period is there to pay my credit card bill. Now, what will happen in this case here? As soon as your credit card bill has been getting generated, immediately you will be receiving one SMS alert that your credit card bill has been getting generated and this is the amount that we have to pay and this is the due date by which we have to pay that credit card bill amount. On the same day, immediately it is going to be sending one email notification to you that this is your credit card statement, credit card bill statement for this month, so that these are the various purchases that you have made with this credit card bill, and then you can pay that amount by end of this due date. Now today is first. As soon as my bill has been getting generated, then immediately it is going to be sending the notification to you, an email alert and an SMS alert also to you, because the people may be having a chance or not to look into their email. But even though the people may be not having the chance to look into that email, they will be always accessing their mobiles. Always they're carrying their mobiles. So that to that mobile, they are going to be sending one SMS that your credit card bill has been getting generated. Even though you may be receiving the calls or not, for every 2 minutes, at least once we are looking into our mobile, whether we have received any SMS or whether we have received any missed calls or not. So always we are looking into that email, in our mobiles at least once for every 2 minutes. So further, this is one of the best way to approach that customer so that they are going to be sending one SMS alert also to that mobile number which they have registered. So now at that time, as soon as the bill has been getting generated, it immediately it will be sending some notifications. Now my credit card bill due date is 15th. Now, whenever you are going to be reaching to that credit card bill due date, okay, now like some 10 days before, 10 days before, they're sending one SMS alert that you are reaching to the credit card bill due date. So please pay that credit card bill due date within the specified timeline so that we can avoid the interest charges. Nothing but what happened, as an organization, they want to maintain a very good relationship with you because the customer may be busy with his personal work. The customer may be busy with his office work. Customer may be out of station. Customer may be in the vacation, but even though he may be busy with his work, as an organization, it is my responsibility to maintain a proper relationship with my customer. So we have to keep on notifying him, keep on reminding him regarding the credit card bill due date. So now then, how can we remind this person here? As a bank employee, do we need to make a call to every customer that you are reaching to the credit card bill due date, you are reaching to the credit card bill due date? No. I want to automate these processes automatically here. This processes has to be get done automatically. I don't want to make a call to the customer. I don't want to send the SMS. I don't want to send the email notification manually. I want to make it as automated process here. Like as 10 days before, I want to send one SMS alert that you are reaching to the credit card bill due date. And again, nothing but keep on, we are reminding that here. 5 days before again, one more time, I want to remind the people by sending one SMS alert that you are reaching to the credit card bill due date. So now please pay the bill in order to avoid the interest charges. And then 3 days before again. 3 days before, again, I want to send one SMS alert. And then 2 days before, we want to send one more SMS alert. 1 day before, we want to send one more SMS. Yeah.
I mean, like, these could be batch jobs, right? These are the workflows, workflows could be the automated process, like once somebody approves the loan and based on its credit score, whether it is, credit score is up, then we'll approve the loan, and if it is rejected and if it is approved, it go to the supervisor for approval. This could be, I mean, these are the things like it's another batch process, like for example, like 10 days before, 15 days before, constantly if you run a batch, it could send an automatic email, right? These are also considered as a workflow.
So now that will be approval processes are different because which will be going to the next step whenever the person has approved. Approval processes are different and the workflows are different.
So are we going to discuss that approval process? Okay, first I approved it. Okay, first I started and it will go to a supervisor, then a supervisor, and if it is rejected, okay.
Yes. That concept is different.
Firoz, now again, piggybacking on that question, because it looks like these are alerts, right? Like alerts, which I understand, which again, but is that the only purpose of workflow here? Because it sounds like maybe you're giving an example of an alert, but is that the only thing you can do? Like say, lead status, lead conversion. Can a process like that be automated with a workflow here? Because I think in other CRM, I think we have maybe. Okay, what I'm thinking is this what we call workflow here? Because other places we have like workflows could be even one interface or an API is calling that can also make a call. It can invoke a workflow to do a certain business process.
Yes.
Yeah, 10 steps or 15 steps, right? It will be like, for me, these are thinking like a batch process. I may be wrong, but these are the batch process. Okay, every month, first or 15th, okay, I sit, okay, this batch should be executed and it will do some Apex programming and batch will send an email. So
No.
workflow, what I think is like, I mean, like for me, 10 step, 12 step process, uh, uh, I mean, like one step it is submits, then we will go to supervisor, like then his supervisor approval, say checking some condition. That's what I feel. Uh,
What I was thinking is, what I just want to know, like, is there another name, like, or you have another nomenclature for those things, like, not other than the alerts, like, if the whole bit, like, say, order, like, somebody wants to place an order, so that follows certain steps also, right?
See,
So those, what would that be called? Is there a different name here in Salesforce for those?
no. So that will be different process to you, because
Okay.
so now in these workflows, we are not only reminding to the people, we are going to be updating some certain records as well based on the need.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
going to be
Okay.
sending
Okay.
some notifications to some external systems as well.
Okay, okay. So you are saying this is just one example of workflow,
Yes,
but
yes,
like alert system, but it can do a whole lot more than that, right? Okay,
yes.
okay, all right, okay.
Now,
Feroz,
now,
sorry. What I am thinking is what Mohit told could be the automation processes, right?
yes,
Not the workflow process.
yes. That will be a different process. What he is talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
So is there a different like automation processes are different like than workflows when you call it like maybe that's what I'm a little confused. Like so automation process is different from a workflow. Is it a or it comes under the general umbrella of workflow, but then like it's a separate kind?
See, so when coming to the automation processes, we may be having some simple processes are also there, where like as we can able to sending some email notifications, and we are going to be assigning some tasks to the members, and we are going to be
Okay.
sending one notification or a request to an external system. Like that, these are some basic processes are also there, and we are having some complex processes also.
But
So now,
are they grouped under workflows only?
yeah, they're grouping under the workflows
Okay.
only here.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Firoz, are you going to talk about the like task assignment, task resolution, and reassigning the task, all those things, Firoz?
Yes. We are going to talking discussing about those things.
Yeah, thank you.
Firoz, one question from my side.
Yeah.
So, can we achieve everything, whatever we can achieve from using Apex programming? Can we achieve everything, same thing in using workflows also?
No. So here everything is not possible here. Nothing but workflows are purely the declarative. Nothing but just by using the mouse pointers, we can able to configure some actions to be get automatically performed. But all the things are not possible. So at that time, we have to go for that batch processing, and then there we can able to implement the complex processes, whatever you want to execute for every day or every week or every 2 days, whatever. Those complex processes we can automate with the help of those batch processing there, which can be
Okay.
executed for a specified time period, whatever we have specified.
Okay.
Now, so now we are going to be notifying those people, okay, for every specified time period over here. Like as depends upon that the credit card bill due date, we can able to keep on notifying those people as well for every day, and for the every 2 days before, 3 days before, 10 days before, we can keep on notifying those people here. So nothing but what happened, instead of reminding those people manually every time, we can able to make this as an automated process so that those people can able to get the notifications automatically, and then they can able to pay the credit card bill also here. So that's where we can able to maintain a very good relationship with our organization and customers. Because as an organization, when coming to the CRM, it is giving the multiple ways to you that not only selling out your product to the customer, always we have to maintain the proper relationship with the customers also. So for that, we are going to be keep on reminding, we are going to be keep on notifying the people regarding our new products, regarding the new features, regarding the new benefits or the discounts what we are going to offer to the customers, and regarding that reminders also here. so that we can keep on reminding those people regarding the bill payments and everything. Now, so now when coming to the workflows here. So now when coming to the workflows, by using these workflows, we can able to automate some certain processes. Now, what kind of business processes we can able to automate with the help of workflows? Now, by using workflows, we can automate the following 4 business processes. Business processes means these are also the actions. So now when coming to the workflow, by using this workflow, we can able to perform the below 4 actions with the help of this workflow. The first one is we can send an email notification, and the second one the second action is we can able to update a field, and the third one we can assign a new task to the user, and the fourth one is we can send an outbound message to the external system. So these are the 4 actions we can able to automate with the help of the workflow. Now, in order to invoke this workflow, there should be some occasion. Okay, there should be some occasion. So now what will be the occasion here? For every workflow, we need some occasion. We will be performing some activities. Like for example, assume that we are planning for some actions during a particular marriage or during some particular function, like as it may be a new year or whatever. Now the occasion is what? New year, nothing but December 31st. And what are the actions that we are planning? Like as we are planning for some buffet dinner, we are planning for some music party, we are planning for some dance parties or whatever, some gift things. Like that we are going to planning for some actions. Nothing but what happened, whenever we are having a occasion, based on that occasion, we can able to perform the multiple actions or multiple activities also. So now these are the actions that we can able to perform. Then what will be the event here? What will be the occasion when we can fire all these actions? So now for each and every workflow, you will be having the 2 things. One is the criteria, nothing but the event, when it has to be get fired, and we can specify the actions, what needs to be get performed. Now, each workflow contains 2 components. One is workflow criteria. This is also called as the events. And the second one is actions. These are the workflow actions. Nothing but when we have to find these workflows here. Now we'll see the criteria. Criteria are the events. So now when coming to the criteria, what the criteria will describe to you. When coming to the criteria or event, criteria or event means which describes when the workflow has to be get fired. Okay, which will be describes when the workflow has to be get fired. Now, the criteria describes when the workflow has to be get fired. Okay, when the workflow has to be get fired, that will be described by the criteria. This criteria is also called as evaluation criteria. We can call it as evaluation criteria or simply our criteria. It may be the events also, whatever the workflow events, whatever. The people are calling with the different terminologies, with the different names. Sometimes in the interview point of view, they will raise a question, what are the various criteria are available for the workflow? And what are the various events are available for the workflow? Both are same. Okay, but the terminology is different. So now when coming to the criteria here, we are having three criteria are available for the workflow. The first one is created. Second one is created and every time edited. And the third one is created and anytime edited and meeting the subsequent criteria. And meeting the subsequent criteria. So these are the three criteria are available here. Nothing but these are the three occasions on which the workflow will get fired. Now, observe this one here. Created, nothing but the record has been already created. Okay, the record has been already created. Once the record has been created, then only it will be sending the notification. Observe this one here. Difference between this workflow and the validation rules. When the validation rule will get fired, before inserting the record or before updating the record into that object, automatically validation rules will be getting fired to you to validate whether the user has entered the data in all the mandatory fields or not, and the user has entered the data in a correct format or not. To validate the data, we are using that validation rules. Nothing but validation rules are always firing before inserting the record, before performing that operation. Operation is nothing but what we are going to be inserting the record. Before inserting that record itself, it is firing that. Now, when coming to the workflow, when it will get notified here. Suppose, for example, I have deposited the money here. When the notification will be getting sent, once the amount has been updated into your balance, then only it will be sending the notification that your account has been credited or debited. Nothing but after deducting the money only, after adding the money to your account only, then only it will be sending the notification. Nothing but after performing that operation. So now at that time here also, when coming to the workflows are always firing after performing the operation, not the before. Validations are firing before, but workflows are firing after performing that operation. Now, please remember these options here. Now, make a note. Workflows will get fired always after performing the operation. After performing the operation. Now it may be insert, it may be update. Okay. Now, so now we are having that three criteria are available for the workflow. One is created. So what do you mean by this created here? So now when coming to the created, it describes whenever we are creating a new record inside a specified object, we want to send the notifications. We want to perform some actions. What actions we can perform? These are the four actions we can perform. It may be only one action, or you may be performing the multiple actions also, depends upon your need. Now, by using this workflow, we can able to automate or we can able to perform these four actions. Sending the email notification, we can send an email notification to one or more users, and we can able to update a field, and we can able to assign a new task to the user, and we can send an outbound message to the external system also. These are the four actions that we can able to perform. Then when we can perform this operation, these are the criteria, the created. Now, it describes or it fires the workflow actions upon creating a new record inside the specified object. So now only at the time of creating a new record, created, nothing but once the record has been created, then only it will be sending that notification to that. Then only it will be firing those actions to you. Whatever the action that you want, we can able to add the multiple actions also, depends upon our need. It may be single action, it may be the multiple actions also. Now, only at the time of creating a new record, it will be sending the notification to you. It will be firing those actions to you. But sometimes, not only at the time of creating a new record, in future, whenever I'm going to be updating the record, then also I want to send the notifications. Then also I want to perform some actions here. So now at that time, we have to use a second criteria, created and every time edited. Now, this criteria will fires. It fires the workflow actions upon creating a new record and upon updating an existing record inside the object. Whenever you are creating the record and then whenever you are updating the record, then also it will be executing those actions. Suppose, for example, I have opened a new bank account. Now today only I have submitted all the documents to open a new account so that my account has been activated. As soon as your account has been activated, immediately you will be receiving one notification that your account has been activated. So now you can start using this account to perform some transactions. Nothing but not only at the time of creating my details inside their ICICI Bank database, automatically I will be receiving some notification. Now once my account is inactive, then I want to start utilizing that account to perform some transactions. Like as I'm depositing some money, I'm withdrawing the money automatically also. Depositing means what? Initially, I have some 10,000 rupees as a balance in my account. I have deposited 5,000 more now today. At that time, what happened? They are going to be updating the balance value with the 15,000. Nothing but whatever the balance is there inside my account, to that balance, I'm going to be adding the new balance also here. Nothing but already I'm having 10,000 and now I have deposited 5,000 more again. So nothing but totally 15,000. Nothing but my balance field value will be updating with the latest one. Nothing but 15,000. In future, whenever you are withdrawing the money, suppose I have withdrawn some 2,000 rupees. So now my balance will be getting deducted. Nothing but from 15,000 to 13,000 because 2,000 I have withdrawn. So now here what happened, the balance value they are going to be keep on updating inside my record. Nothing but what happened, not only at the time of creating the record, at the time of modifying that record values also we can able to send the notification. At that time we are using created and every time it is edited. Created and every time it is edited is going to be firing the workflow actions upon creating a new record and upon modifying an existing record values. And the third one, created and every time it is edited and meeting the subsequent criteria. So now in this case, it fires the actions. It fires the workflow actions upon creating a new record and upon updating an existing record which satisfies the user-defined criteria. User-defined criteria. So nothing but what happened when coming to the second case, nothing but created and every time it is edited, it won't verify any condition here. Whenever the user is going to be depositing some amount or withdrawing some amount, automatically the notification will be get sent. Suppose for example here, inside my application, inside my bank application, upon configuring that the SMS alert, I have specified that now please notify me whenever I'm performing the withdrawal or the deposit which is having more than 2,000 rupees. In the remaining cases, don't send the notifications to me. If I'm withdrawing some 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees I have deposited, don't send the notification. If the transaction has been made more than 2,000 rupees, then please send the notification. Nothing but what happened, not in all the cases, only in some specific cases only. Now, whenever the criteria has been satisfied, then only execute these actions. Don't execute the actions in all the cases. So now here we can able to specify created and every time it is going to be sending the actions, it is executing the action in all the cases. Whenever you are withdrawing, whenever you are going to be updating the record, or whenever you are inserting the record, automatically it will be getting fired always. It won't cross check any condition. But when coming to the third criteria, it is going to be executing those workflow actions whenever that criteria has been met. If the criteria is not satisfied, it won't fire those actions again. So now, If you are updating the record 100 times, then 100 times these actions will get fired automatically for you. 100 times it will be sending the notifications to you here. So now for that, when coming to the workflow, you will be having the criteria where we have the 3 criteria are available. Workflow criteria are going to be describing when the workflow actions has to be get fired. When the workflow has to be get fired, it will be decided by the criteria. When coming to the workflow criteria, we have created, and every time it is edited, and the created and any time edited and meeting the subsequent criteria. Now, whenever the criteria is met, then what actions we can able to perform. So now these are the various workflow actions here. These are the various workflow actions. So now when coming to the workflow, we have the 4 actions are available to you. One is sending the email notification, updating the field, assigning a new task to the user, and sending an outbound message to the external system. So now what exactly this one here? What we can do with the help of the sending the email notification. So now by using this action, we can send an email notification to 1 or more users with the required subject and the content by using an email template. Nothing but what happened, by using this action, what we can do, we can able to send the email notification. Generally, if you want to send some email notifications in some other programming languages, we have to use some mail servers, we have to configure the SMTP servers also. But in Salesforce, no need to configure any mail servers. Mail servers are ready-madely configured for you. Mail servers are ready-madely available for you. Just we can able to specify the subject which you want to send and the content which you want to share with the people. So that here we can able to use that email templates by which we can able to send the email notification to the people. Depends upon our need. It may be to a single user, it may be to a multiple users. Now whatever the subject that you want to share, we can make it dynamic. Whatever the content that you want to send, that we can make it dynamic with the help of the major fields also. Now, when coming to the email notifications, in order to send the email notifications to 1 or more users upon a workflow has been fired, we can able to prepare the email template. That email template we have to attach with that workflow, so that workflow will use that email template to send the email notification to the specified users. Now, the second one, updating a field. By using this action, we can update a field in the record. So now by using this field update, what we can do, we can able to update a single field value, not the multiple field values. One action is used to update one field value. If you want to update the multiple fields inside a record, then we have to create the multiple actions. Okay, we have to create the multiple actions. Now, to update multiple fields in the record, we need to add multiple field update actions. Because when moving forward, at the end of this workflow, we are going to be discussing what are the various limitations of workflows. Okay, what are the various limitations of these workflows here? So now in that one, you are having one of the limitation is a field update. Nothing but when coming to the entry point of view, definitely you will be having a question. So what is the difference between a workflow and a trigger? This is a common question. So now at that time, we should be able to understand what exactly the workflow, what will be possible with the help of workflow, what cannot be possible with the help of workflow. You should be aware of that, so that we can easily understand what exactly a trigger, what we can do with the help of trigger. Now, so now when coming to the field update, by using this field update action, we can able to update a single field value of a record. For example, I'm having that account record. Inside that account record, I'm having so many fields are available. Let's see. Suppose, for example, I have my account object. Inside my account record, I'm having so many fields are there. Okay, I'm having so many fields are there. Like as account owner, customer name, parent account number, account site, like that so many fields are available over here. Now, whenever if you want to update a single field value, like as customer rating field value, then we have to add one action, one field update action. If you want to update the annual revenue also, then we have to add one more action. If you want to update the website, then we have to add one more action. Nothing but what happened, if the record is having more number of fields, then to update the more number of field values, we have to add more number of field update actions inside that. Nothing but here, when coming to the record, updating the record, we have to add more number of field update actions. If the number of actions are keep on increasing, then automatically the workflow will be looking like as very complex. So that it will be taking more time to perform all these operations, so that it will be degrading the performance of your application. So at that time, if you want to update the record, then if it is a single field or two fields or three fields, then go with the workflow. In the remaining cases, go with the record, the triggers. Because in the triggers, we can able to update all the fields of the record in a single shot. That flexibility will be available to you. Okay, now the third action here, the assigning a task. By using this workflow, by using this action, we can assign a new task to the user. Okay, we can assign a new task to the user. So now suppose, for example, assume that I'm working in an organization. So I'm a junior member inside the team. Every day my project manager is going to be allocating a task to me here. Every day he is giving some tasks to me. So now this task is not going to be sending as an email notification. Now there is a small tool is available, like some, it may be Jira, or it may be the QC, or it may be a TFS, Team Foundation server. It may be a ServiceNow or whatever, any of the tool. So now we are using some automated tool, which is for the ALM process, nothing but the application lifecycle management process. So that my manager is going to be having all the tasks which has been given by the customer inside that tool. And then every week he is going to be assigning some tasks to us. Then how he is assigning here? Now he is going to be sending the email notification, this is the task that I'm assigning to you. No. Inside the tool, it is having a option called as assignee, nothing but to whom you are going to be assigning this task. Whenever he is going to be assigning that to me, then automatically we'll be receiving a notification, nothing but one task has been assigned to us, that a new task has been assigned to you. Nothing but you will be getting some alert also. Here you will be receiving some reminders also that a new task has been assigned to you. Like that here, by using this workflow actions also, we can able to assign a new task to the user that will be keep on reminding to the user that there is a task is pending from your side. This is the due date. This is the due date. So please complete the task. Please complete the task. Please complete the task. So that keep on we can able to, it will be reminding to that user itself here that you are having a pending task is there. So please complete the task as per the specified due date. Now, the fourth one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we assign the tasks to the group of people and one person can claim the task? Like, for example, if I have 5 people in that group, anybody can claim the task and can work on, instead of one single user, can we assign a task to the group too?
No. So at that time, we have to go for that assignment rules. We have to go to a queue, and then in that queue, we can able to assign the task. And from that queue, you will be having so many queue members are there. From there, any of the member can pick up the task. They can start working on that.
That is not a, that is a different topic, queues?
Yes, that is a different topics. During the security, we are discussing about the users and the queues and the public groups and everything.
Oh, it won't come in about. Okay.
Now.
Yeah, because in like the other technologies like that comes under workplace, like BPM or like any other place, they call it as a assigning to a group, and anybody can in the group can claim the task and work on. So that's for the question.
Okay. Now, the fourth action is sending an outbound message to an external system. So now, by using this action, we can send an XML-based SOAP message to the external system. So now this part will be comes under the integration here. Okay, integration. Nothing but in order to send some notification to the external system, we are going to be sending that XML based SOAP messages. By using that SOAP API, we can able to send some message to the external system where the external system will receive this request. It will be processing those operations also here. Now, so now these are the 4 actions are available when coming to the workflows. Now, when coming to the entry point of view, this is very important here. When coming to the workflow, what are the various criteria are there? What are the various actions are there? In workflow, we are having the 3 criterias: created, and every time it is edited. And the third one is created and any time it is edited and meeting the subsequent criteria. When coming to the actions, yeah.
Firoz,
Yeah, Mohit.
see the third one you said created and any time, right?
Yes, yes.
So I think any time and every time is same, right? Is that?
No. Every time means here you will be getting some differentiation. Every time means, suppose for example here. Now, for example, I have a record, account record. Okay, this is my account record with the name some Srinivas Vemuri. Now, just click on this edit button. The record will be in the editable format. I haven't modified anything. Okay, I haven't modified anything here. Okay, I haven't modified anything. Simply I have click on edit button. Now, everything, the data will be looking like fine. Now simply I have click on save button. Have you modified anything? Nothing. I haven't modified. In this case also, the second action will get fired. Even though you have modified the value, even though you haven't modified the value, automatically workflow will get fired to you in the second action. If it is a third action, nothing but created and anytime edited. Okay, anytime, nothing but whenever you are editing that particular record at that time, if the specified conditions are met, then only it will get fired to you. Okay. Okay. Now.
Okay. So, but the third option is created and anytime and a certain conditions are met, right?
Yes,
additional search spec. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay. But it has got something to do with net changes also? No, right? Is there a... No. Okay. So it's... Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Now, so now these are the 3 criteria and the 4 actions are available for the workflow. We can send the email notifications and we can update the field and we can assign a new task to the user and we can send an outbound message to the external system. Now, so now how frequently we can able to execute these workflow actions here. Now, sometimes I want to execute the actions immediately. Sometimes I want to execute the actions on a specific time period. Suppose for example, assume that, let's take a general scenario. As we have discussed previously, like as whenever you are going to be using a credit card, for every period of time, they are going to be keep on reminding you. For example, here, assume that I'm having an ICICI bank account. So now when coming to my ICICI bank, it is going to be having the business hours like morning 8 a.m. to night 8 p.m. This is the banking hours. So now the people can visit the bank between this 12 hours of time. They can able to perform whatever the transactions they want. So now I went to the bank in order to deposit some amount here. In order to deposit the money, I went to the bank at 4 o'clock in the evening. Okay, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I went to the bank. I have deposited some 10,000 rupees. So now whenever you are depositing the amount, then that will be reflecting into my account automatically here. Reflecting into the account immediately. Now, nothing but what happened when coming to the bank policies, whenever you are going to be performing the transactions which are performing between morning 8 a.m. to evening 6 p.m., those transactions are going to be immediately reflecting into your account by default. Now, whenever you are doing any deposits after the 6 p.m., okay, after 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., now during this time, whatever the transaction that you have made, that will be posting into the next day business hours. That amount will be reflecting into your account in the next day business hours automatically. Nothing but what happened here, whenever you are going to be performing some actions or the operations, okay, between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., these will be reflecting into your account automatically. And whatever the deposit that you have made after 6 p.m., that will be posting or that will be updating into your account in the next day business hours. Nothing but what happens, some actions are executing immediately, some actions are executing after a specific time period. So now, like the same way here also, when coming to the workflow, we are going to be having the two types of workflow actions are available. Depends upon the execution, okay, depends upon the firing of those actions, they have categorized those workflows into the two types. Now, based on the execution of the workflow, they have categorized the workflows in two types. The first one is immediate workflow actions, and the second one is the time dependent workflow actions. These are the two types of workflow actions are available here. One is the immediate workflow actions. Second one is the time dependent workflow actions. Immediate workflow action means what? Whenever the criteria is met, okay, whenever the criteria is met, then immediately that action will be getting fired. Okay, that immediately the action will be getting fired. Inside this immediate workflow actions, whenever the workflow criteria is met, then immediately that actions will be getting fired to you. Now, it will fire the workflow actions immediately upon meeting the criteria. Once the criteria is met, immediately these workflow actions will be getting fired. But when coming to the time dependent workflow actions here, nothing but the credit card bill amount will be getting, like as the reminders are going to be sending 10 days before, 5 days before, 3 days before, 2 days before, like that on the same day, like that they are going to be notifying, nothing but based on some specific time period. Now, when coming to the time dependent workflow actions, these actions will get fired after the specified time period is over. After the specified time period is over. Once meet the criteria. Once it is meeting the criteria, after that it won't fire those actions immediately. It will be waiting for the specified time period. Once the specified time period is over, then automatically the action will be getting fired to you. Now, so these are the two types of workflow actions are available to you. Immediate workflow actions, and the second one is the time dependent workflow actions. Immediate workflow actions are going to be firing the actions immediately as soon as the criteria is met. And the time dependent case, time dependent action workflows will be getting fired after meeting the criteria. It won't fire immediately, it will be waiting for till the specified time period is over. Once the specified time period is over, automatically it will be getting fired those actions. It will be notifying those people also. It may send the notification, it may update the field, it may assign the task, it may be sending the outbound message also to the external system. So now it may be any action we can able to add. Now, when coming to the workflow here, each workflow should be associated with an object. Whenever you are going to be creating the workflow, we have to specify nothing but created, nothing but record created. Now, which object record? Account object record, or contact object record, or position object record, or your hiring manager object record, or what? Nothing but upon creating which object record do you want to send this notification. So for that here, we have to indicate while creating the workflow, we have to specify whenever you are going to be sending that email notification to which object you want to make this workflow to be get associated. Nothing but upon creating a new record of position object, do you want to send a notification? Or upon creating a new contact record, do you want me to send a notification? So that we have to specify here. Each and every workflow should be associated with an object. Now, nothing but we are indicating clearly that upon creating a new record inside this object, then please send a notification by using this email template. While sending the email notification with the help of workflow, always we have to use that email template. Okay, email templates you are aware of. Already I have shared some videos. I hope most of the people has gone through that email templates. How to create the email template and how can we use that email templates to send the notifications we have discussed. Now,
Yes,
so
sir.
now for a single object, how many workflows can I create? Not only one, multiple also here. Now, an object can have one or more workflow rules. In a single for a single object, we can create the multiple workflow rules also we can able to create. That possibility will be available to you. Now,
Feroz, one question.
yeah.
Can one workflow can be is it possible to associate one workflow with the multiple objects?
No, no.
I mean, if we create a workflow for creating an object, so can we have a single workflow so that it will have whenever a different object is created, can we use the same workflow for that?
No. For every object, we have to use a separate workflow.
Okay.
If you want to send the notification on the multiple object records creation, then we have to create the multiple workflows. There is no option in Salesforce to use the same workflow on the multiple objects. Okay. Now, when coming to the workflows, each and every workflow should be associated with an object. Now, for a single object, we can able to have the multiple workflows also has to be get defined. Now, so now when coming to the workflows here, how to create these workflows? Now we'll see practically here. Let's take a requirement. Take a use case. So now I have an object called as some contact object. Inside my contact object, upon creating a new contact record, I want to send the email notification to the contact person automatically here. I don't want to send the email notification manually. I want to make it as an automated process. Then how can we send the email notification upon creating a new contact record? Now let's see. Now, configure a workflow rule to notify the contact person upon creating a new contact record. Upon creating a new contact record inside that contact object, whatever the email ID that he has specified inside that email field of that contact record, to that email ID, I want to send the email notification automatically. I don't want to send it manually. I want to make it as an automated process. Now, so for that here, we have to create a workflow here. Now tell me what will be the steps that we need to implement here. Implementation steps. Now,
Because this can be achieved through trigger also, right? Because upon creating a new record, before insert, after insert, we can write a trigger and we can send a email, right?
yes. Because the advanced of workflows is triggers to you.
So advanced of workflow is a trigger, the workflow is advanced.
See, when
That triggers.
workflow, we are having some drawbacks are there in the workflow. There are some limitations are there. Because workflows are without coding, nothing but without writing any code, we can able to configure the automated actions. But triggers are purely the coding. There we have to write some code to implement that. Because in workflows, we are having some limitations. To overcome those limitations, we are going for the triggers concept.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
We need to have an evaluation criteria.
okay. Now tell me what is the object here? On which object do we need to create the workflow?
Contact.
Contact object.
Okay, now right. Now tell me the criteria here. What is the criteria when we need to find the workflow?
After creating that record.
Okay, now tell me what is the criteria name for this?
Created.
Created. Okay, now the criteria should be the created. Now tell me the action here. What is that action that you want to fire?
Send notification.
Send
Now
email.
send an email notification here. Now, workflow type, nothing but do you want to send a notification immediately or do you want to send after some time here? I want to send immediately, so that this should be a immediate action. Okay, this is an immediate action that I want to fire. So now whenever you are going to be creating a workflow to send the email notification, always we have to use an email template. Okay, we have to use an email template. In that email template, we have to specify the subject and the content which you want to share with that people here. Now create an email template here. Nothing but the prerequisite is we should have an email template. We should have an email template. Now you are aware of how to create an email template here. So now I'm specifying some subject to be used to send the email notification and specify the content. What will be the content that you want to share? For example, here I am going to be sending that email notification with the subject and the content. I want to specify some subject like as dear the contact person name. So for that I'm using contact dot first name. And I'm using the major fields over here. Contact dot last name. Now, dear customer, congratulations. Your contact details has been added into our database. Now, this is the subject that I want to send. Now, whatever the contact record that I have created, that newly created contact records of first name and the last name I want to include in this particular position. Nothing but the dynamic binding. Now, dynamically at runtime, I want to get the newly created contact records of first name and the last name value inside this place. I want to prepare the subject and the content dynamically at runtime. I want to share with that people here. And the next one, the content. So what will be the content that you want to share? So now I'm specifying that dear, the contact person's first name and the last name. Instead of specifying the dear customer, I'm specifying the dear, the contact person's first name and the last name. We are now. Thanks for visiting our organization. And purchasing the products from our organization. Now, we are pleased to inform you that your contact details has been added into our organization's database. Here are your contact details. Now your contact ID. I want to show that contact ID here. Object name dot the field name. Contact person name. I'm going to be providing the contact person's first name and the last name both. And then the email ID, the contact person's email field, and the title, the contact person's title, and the phone number, contact persons, the phone, fax number, contact persons, the fax number, and the mailing address, the contact persons, mailing street, and the contact persons, mailing city, the contact persons, mailing state, contact persons, mailing postal code, and then I want to specify the contact person's mailing country. All these field values I'm specifying over here. Now, please contact on the below address if any change is required. So now we are specifying that. Thanks and regards. I want to specify the currently logged in user information, user first name, and the currently logged in user's last name. And from the organization, Dell Incorporation, sales team, and then we are specifying that website www.somedell.com, and the contact number +1 some 800 some number, and the email us @ some sales@somedell.com. So now here I'm going to specifying this information inside this email template here. So now this is the template that I want to use to send the email notification to that person. So now while sending that email notification, I want to specify the subject. This is the subject that I want to send, like as dear, the contact person's details I'm including over here. The congratulations and your contact details has been added to our database. Now, the content inside that email notification, I want to specify this content. Like I want to update, I want to provide all his contact details so that if there is any changes are required, so that this person will contact on the below addresses so that he can update his details as well, so that we can maintain the exact details of this customer. Now, so now we want to create this email template first. Create the email templates here. Now you are aware of how to create an email template. Now go to the setup menu to create an email template. Go to the administrator menu in the left panel. Go to the communication templates. Okay, now we have the communication templates and expand it. And in that you will be having an option called as email templates. Now click on email templates. Now Salesforce is providing a set of ready-made email templates to you, which we can able to use upon configuring your Salesforce application based on your business need. If the existing email templates are not suitable, then we can create our own email templates also, where we have 4 types of email templates are there. Text type and the HTML using letterhead, custom without using letterhead, and the 4th one is Visualforce template. These are the 4 types of email templates are there, so that we have to select any of the template upon creating a new email template. Email template means what? Whenever you are going to be sending the email notification, whatever the information that you want to share, don't type the information always for everybody. Just to make it as a draft. The draft we can able to use to send the email notification to everybody also. The draft is nothing but an email template. Now, click on new template to create a new email template. Select the email template type. I'm selecting the text type right now here. These are the 4 types of email templates are there. Text type, HTML, custom, Visualforce. Now the text type I'm using right now. Go to the next button. Specify the email template name. The template name is contact creation notification template. I'm giving the name for the template as contact creation notification template. Now give the description. Make this template to be available to use by all the organization employees. Inside your Salesforce organization, who are all the users are available, every user can able to use this email template to send the notification, so that I'm selecting available for use. Specify the subject. We have prepared the subject here now. Now place your subject, whatever we have prepared, inside that subject field. And then add the content here. Whatever the content that we have prepared, add this content. I'm adding this content. So now my email template is ready. So now we are sending that notification to the people. So now this is a template that I want to use to send the email notification. Now dear the contact person, and then we are going to be sending some notification over here. So these are the details which I want to share with that person. Now I'm preparing this email template right now. Just click on save button. Your email template will be getting created for you. The email template name is contact creation notification template. Okay, contact creation notification template. So now I want to cross check whether this email template is working fine or not. Okay, this email template is working fine or not. Now simply click on send test and verify major fields button. Now select the contact record. Okay, select the contact record. Which record details that you want to include. I'm selecting that contact record here. Select any of the contact record, whatever we have. I'm selecting that contact record like as some Kristen Akin. I want to send an email notification copied to my email ID here. Now send a preview to the email notification. Now here observe this.
Yesterday's in the screen, I have a question, the one which video sent. You are only having two objects. If my email template has more than 2 objects information, how do I add those third object, right? For example, contact, account, and opportunity. So how do I add the third one, Firoz, here?
Now, so here, when coming to this object, only one object we can able to select, nothing but only one record information, not the multiple records information. No, not the multiple records information.
In my content, if I had like account information opportunity, if that person is buying an opportunity, you cannot do that more than one content.
Not more than one content. If you want to include the multiple records content, like as in a single month, nothing but every month we are notifying to the customer how many times he has visited and how many times he has made some purchases, like as opportunities. At that time, go for the Visualforce email, Visualforce page email templates. Visualforce is purely the development. We can get that account record and the associated opportunities we can include into a single email template we can send to the person.
Okay.
That's what. Okay.
Feroz, one more question regarding this.
Yeah.
So, if I want to send email to multiple persons, how do I select that?
Yeah, I will tell you here. Now, this is only the testing purpose here. Okay, in the workflow, we will see. Okay, we haven't created the workflow as of now. Okay, now. So now I'm selecting this person to test whether my email template is working fine or not. I want to send an email notification copy over here. So now I want to send my email notification copy over here. For that, I'm going to be entering my email ID. I'm selecting a contact record. So now I'm selecting a contact record, and then I'm specifying my email ID to whom I want to send the notification. When you click on OK, automatically an email notification will be getting sending to your email ID which we have specified. So now this email ID has received this notification here. Dear the Bertha Boxer, congratulations, your contact details has been added into our database. Now it is giving this information to you. Now this is the content that we have shared. Dear Bertha Boxer, thanks for visiting our organization and purchasing the products. And this is the contact ID. This is the name of the contact. This is the email ID and the title and the phone number, fax number, mailing address, and everything which we are going to be inside, including inside this template here. Now, email notification is working fine. Now, so now this email template is working fine right now here. Then how can we use this email template in order to send the email notification automatically? We'll see that workflow in tomorrow's session. In tomorrow's session, we'll see how to create the workflow and how can we use this workflow to send the email notifications. We'll see practically over there. Okay, so now in order to create that workflow, first of all, the prerequisite thing is we should be ready with that email template first. Whatever the email template is required to send the email notification, we should be ready with that email templates, and then we have to use that email template to send the email notifications. There we have to specify what type of workflow that you want to use, what will be the criteria, what kind of actions that you want to perform, to whomever you want to send the notification. We can specify all those users' informations also inside that. Okay.
I have a question to the team here. This week is a Thanksgiving. Everybody staying on Thursday and Friday, or like how is that? Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Is everybody looking at Thursday and Friday being a Thanksgiving week for the sessions, or what is the plan for the teams, heroes?
So we can continue the session as it is, because that will be only evening time, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm traveling, so I am not available Thursday evening. It's Friday morning for you. As such, the other days I'm fine. So
Okay.
Thursday evening I won't be because I'll be flying.
Okay.
It's,
So for
it's
only one day, right? So that we can go through that video and which we are going to be sharing.
That's what. If it's only me, that's okay. I mean, I can go through the video. That's not
Okay.
a problem. If you upload it soon.
I think Firoz, Thursday, because I mean we have some plans, so I don't know, most people have some plan Thursday for some kind of dinner or something.
Thursday being
Yeah, instead of in the evening, better if you put it in the morning, that should be fine.
I don't know.
Okay, if not even, we can just cancel the class in the Thursday and we can have in the weekend also. That is also fine. Instead of
Yeah, that
taking
is
Sunday
fine.
off,
We're okay to have an extra session too. That's fine if we cancel on Thursday.
that's what we'll cancel. Firoz, let us know your opinion. So what we are thinking, Thursday everyone is having some plans.
Okay.
Let's cancel the class on Thursday,
Okay.
and let's have extra class on Saturday or Sunday whenever
Yeah, fine for me.
guys are okay.
If everybody is having some plans, then no problem for me.
It's being a big holiday for us here, Thanksgiving. So,
Then everyone- yeah.
like everybody has a land